Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus Channel. Aircraft carriers are among the most survivable, versatile, and powerful airfields ever constructed. Designed to operate far from friendly shores, they serve as mobile bases capable of projecting air power anywhere in the world. As the centerpiece of the U.S. Navy, aircraft carriers bring together thousands of highly trained sailors, aviators, and support crews drawn from across the country, all prepared to deploy at a moment's notice. These massive warships are far more than floating runways. They function as fully self-contained combat systems, capable of launching airstrikes, defending themselves against air, surface, and subsurface threats, and exerting control over vast areas of ocean. From power projection and deterrence to humanitarian assistance and disaster response, aircraft carriers play a central role in modern maritime strategy. Attacking a U.S. aircraft carrier is an extraordinarily difficult task, but the threats faced at sea are numerous and constantly evolving. Potential dangers include long-range ballistic missiles and underwater hazards such as torpedoes or tethered naval mines that can emerge with little warning. In this high-threat environment, survival depends on layered defenses and rapid reaction systems designed to counter attacks from every direction. To meet these challenges, U.S. Navy ships are equipped with specialized defensive technologies and trained crews prepared to respond instantly. One of the most recognizable of these systems is the Phalanx Close-in Weapons System, or CIWS. This gun-based defense platform serves as a ship's last line of protection, designed to engage incoming missiles, hostile aircraft, and fast attack boats that penetrate outer defense layers. Aboard the Lincoln, sailors spend their days firing live ammo from their Nimitz-class carrier. Equipped with .50 caliber machine guns, they conduct target practice at the edge of the carrier's deck. Staring into scopes and aiming at the open sea, USS Abraham Lincoln's crew is ready and prepared for anything. As they reload military-grade ammunition rounds, empty shells scatter at their boot-clad feet. When it comes to anti-aircraft missiles and air defense systems on board, the USS Carl Vinson has it covered.
5 RPMI, sir.
In 2021, this nuclear carrier created a splash with its RIM 116 rolling airframe missile live fire exercise. Designed to defend against cruise missiles, the RAM is as high power as it gets. Floating on the Philippine Sea in 2018, the USS Ronald Reagan practiced its very own RAM live-fire drill on board. Performed every other year, the Valiant Shield training was the 7th most crucial exercise for navies at sea. As a necessary step for its flight deck certificate, an aircraft carrier has to pass with flying colors to recover and launch an aircraft. Sailing along the Arabian Sea in 2020, USS Nimitz presented its fail-proof flight operation. With air surveillance measures in mind, this aircraft carrier was made to make maritime security a priority. Sent to U.S. Fifth Fleet ARIA USS Nimitz, connects the Pacific and the Mediterranean at 3 choke points. Its ultimate goal is simple: to ensure the free flow of global commodities on the high seas. Thankfully, they have electronic surveillance aircraft tracking systems like E-2D Advanced Hawkeye. A revolution in how the Navy commands battles, Hawkeye gives sailors a bird's-eye view of the battlefield like never before. As fighters on USS Nimitz launched aircraft above the aircraft carrier's flight deck in 2013, everything was coordinated to a T. The goal was to deploy the military vessel's sailors to coordinate with E-2D Advanced Hawkeye to neutralize or shoot its enemies. Set on the high, windy Arabian Sea, USS Nimitz crew members stood by as the aircraft ascended into the air as helicopter propellers chopped the skies. On top of that, naval sailors also stand guard as helicopters land from lengthy missions away at sea. Using specialized hand signals to lead the way, another military aircraft landed safely on Nimitz. Sliding along the Bay of Bengal, an EA-18G Growler and a CMV-22B Osprey took flight over the high seas in late 2021. With the gauntlets of electronic attack and titans of fleet logistics multi-mission squadrons in the lead, it was a great success. A big part of the Malabar 2021 event, this seaside exercise, was invented to enhance communication and interoperability at sea. Also, these drills tackle popular security priorities ahead of attacks, increasing integration. At the end of the day, though, the drill was made to build strong ties between the U.S. and other international naval forces. Cruising along the Sea of Japan in 2017, USS Carl Vinson and Carrier Air Wing 2 traveled with USS Lake Champlain, USS Wayne E. Meyer, and USS Michael Murphy. Joining the ranks of the Ronald Reagan Strike Group also included USS Ronald Reagan, Carrier Air Wing 5, and USS Shiloh. Not to mention USS Barry, USS McCampbell, USS Fitzgerald, and USS Mustin brought Japanese ships Hyuga and JS Ashigara in tow. Together, U.S. Navy trains with Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force to refine team readiness. Not only that, but training also adds security to the Asian Pacific Ocean. In order to support global partners and allies in the U.S. 5th Fleet operations areas, these military maritime vessels offer sea security to the max. As far as guided missile cruisers go, you can't get any more secure than USS Bunker Hill and USS Theodore Roosevelt drifting on the Arabian Gulf in 2017. To preserve free-flowing commerce, these aircraft carriers work ceaselessly with their strike group to maintain free-flowing trade. But that doesn't mean these warships aren't battling an unseen enemy, submerged submarines. That means strategic patrols are critical. During a 2022 torpedo exercise, Torpex, HMCS Winnipeg, a Royal Canadian Navy frigate, takes the lead. These exercises bring together ships, submarines, aircraft, and personnel from allied and partner nations to train in realistic scenarios that mirror modern maritime threats. At the core of these operations is the need for seamless coordination among different fleets.
Welcome to the Rim of the Pacific exercise. A RIMPAC provides a unique training opportunity that helps our armed forces increase transparency and foster the cooperative relationships that are critical to ensuring.
Somewhere on the Pacific Ocean, warships sailed into formation as Rim of the Pacific, RIMPAC 2020 began.
Side, stand by. Ship Aotearoa, Station 4.
As the most important international maritime exercise in the world, RIMPAC gives sailors the training and confidence they need to connect with others, sharpen their skills, and improve their safety skills. Sailing from Southern California to Hawaii, this unique conference included more than 25,000 sailors. Over 170 military aircraft, 3 subs, almost 40 ships, and nearly 30 nations. Started in the early 1970s, RIMPAC 2022 was the world's 28th sea-based exercise. Last year's RIMPAC took place at Pearl Harbor and was administered by the Navy's Indo-Pacific Command under the control of the Governor of Hawaii. But that's not all. In addition to the Navy, other armed forces like Hawaii National Guard, Coast Guard, and Marine Corps join in the activities too. The most important part of these naval training exercises is to see whether or not its ships will sink or swim. Literally. In 2022, the retired warship USS Denver was shipped out to sea for a sanctioned sinking exercise called SINKEX, which took place in Pearl Harbor at RIMPAC 2022. Here is the craziest part. Sink at Sea Live Fire Training Exercises, or SINKEX, cost billions of dollars to sink decommissioned ships with powerful missiles. But not every ship is eligible for this honor. Rather, SINKEX requirements are all about the vessel's suitability. Everything from cost estimates and ship inspections is considered. Whether operating in the Bay of Bengal, patrolling the Arabian Sea, or deploying anywhere across the world's oceans, there is very little a U.S. aircraft carrier cannot accomplish. Designed to function as a fully independent and highly mobile airbase, these nuclear-powered warships project power, deter adversaries, and support Allied operations far from home waters. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.